everybody, welcome back. We've got some dark colors today because we're painting up Black Panther, Chosen of Bast. Let's zoom in so you can see the amazing basing. Now this is like a custom base. It's not, you know, a bunch of stuff on there. You do see these two little dots though, by the way. That's where you can put like more leaves that I chose to leave off because I'm gonna use them for something else. Thank you so much AMG for sending early models. This is the last one of the 4 to get painted up for you guys. I'm gonna be doing like some purple underneath as like his kind of highlight color, I guess, but it's not really highlighting. But the rest of the model is like black and gray and brown, except for a little bit of green on the base and some gold. So not too much in color variance, but hopefully he comes out looking really good. Spoiler alert, he does. He looks amazing. So we've got our perfect little gold, beautiful colors. Let's get started. All right, so the very first step that we are doing is going in with a purple. It's a pretty dark purple, like dry brushing on top of it. And then I'm gonna end up doing another lighter layer and then doing like black over it. I did a very similar thing for the first time on Agent Venom and kind of had learned from my mistakes on that video. So we're trying out the adjustment on this one, which is just thinning down the black on top of it. You could do blue if you wanted kind of like the highlight color of Black Panther to be blue. We liked that he was kind of more purpley because, you know, Black Panther, black and purple, that's what he is. And I love the way it turned out. So I started with a darker purple, end up doing a little bit of a lighter purple on top after, and then the black. And this one is a little bit harder to tell, harder to see, but we are going in very lightly with a little bit of a lighter purple, doing that dry brush as well. And while that purple is drying, we're just going to start in on the base and throwing down our first layer, which is the Agris Dunes brown. Alright, and while everything else is drying, we're trying to use our time well. We are going in with the gray for, that is a like gorilla statue kind of stone that he's standing on. Okay, so this is where I made the adjustment from when I first tried this out on Agent Venom. Again, sorry for the weird background noises. In the Agent Venom video, I just did the blue undercoat and then I threw the Black Legion contrast on top, which was okay, but I ended up having to like go back over it and dry brush. This time I tried to do something new again, just thinning it down, and that actually worked out so much better because because it allows the color that I put on underneath before, being purple, it allowed it to come through a lot better, and I think it actually worked out perfectly this time. And here is a look at that with pretty direct lighting. Looks pretty good. Alright, next in line we're just doing a white dry brush all over the base so that we can do a shade over top of it and pull it back together. Okay, so after that white dry brush is fully dried, we're just tying the base back together with some shades. So we're doing an Agrax Earth shade on the brown, and then we'll do the Nuln Oil on the Gorilla Stone part as well. And just like I said before, we've got the Nuln Oil for the Gorilla Stone, and that's just to, like I said before, bring everything back together so nothing looks too weird. So now we're actually going to move on to the Panther, and the Panther is just a base layer of the black contrast. I'm not thinning it down or anything like that. We'll go in and do some fur in a little bit. Would have done this clip and the last one together, but I had to take a break and I had already done like that in between shot. So we're just doing the cape in a black as well. In the future I might end up going in and doing something different with this. I've said on a couple podcasts that Ben and I were hoping to have something a little bit more like African theme, because I cannot freehand for the life of me, but I have not been able to find anything, so we're just going to keep it black and basic for now. So I'm gonna be totally honest with you. For this, I totally winged it. I don't have a proper brush or the proper technique to do like fur strokes. I had a pretty frayed brush that I was confident would work, I also don't own like a gray paint that's not a contrast, so I kind of made my own with the black contrast and like white Corax white, the base paint. So I just made a little bit of a gray, and then like I said, this is frayed, so I was able to kind of like go back and forth, almost like if I were dry brushing, to create fur-like strokes. And in the end clip, it's hard to see, but like the model itself, you can tell. It's not the best, but from the 3 feet away rule, I think it looks decent. But if you're good at that, obviously I think putting some sort of fur strokes on the Panther would actually be better. So before we can throw the green on here for these vines and leaves, gotta go in with some white just so that the green can stand out properly. So giving that white plenty of time to dry, we're going to go in with the 2 Thin Coats Glistening Gold. I'll say it every single time, it is the best gold I have ever used. So he's got his neck piece, like a little belt piece as well, not really a full belt, and then the parts around his arms. Now we're going in with Warp Lightning for the green. I originally planned to maybe do some Warp Lightning and some of the Dark Angels green, but then I kind of like thought against it. I figured if I wanted some parts to be a little bit darker, I would just go over it again with the green. So that's what I did. Some parts, like some parts of the vine, I just kind of gave it like a small second coat, being a little bit like imperfect with it because it's nature and it doesn't need to be like perfectly symmetrical or what have you. Lastly, just a quick shade with the Agrex Earth shade on that gold to give it some dimension. Guys, that is a finished Black Panther chosen of Bast. Super fun model, super quick. Well, not super quick. This one took me a little bit more time. I would say maybe closer to 2 hours, just because some of the detailing I needed to be a little bit more careful with. Like I said, super fun model to paint. I really enjoyed the purple underbrush with the contrast over top. It was super fun. Again, thank you so much AMG for sending us models early to get painted up for you guys. And remember, here at Married Couple Protocol, we love you.